Back at it again, and we got another case of TDS, unfortunately, to talk about today. Yeah, another one. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And if you don't know what TDS stands for, too, it's Trump derangement syndrome. It's a real thing. But with that being said, let's dive in.
I think probably Pence is running because he doesn't know what to do next. You know, he ran a state, became the vice president. What's the next natural progression to think that you can be president? And also because he he wants to separate his brand from Trump, which I think he feels like got murkied, and there's some genuine bad blood there. So I actually.
Oh, there's definitely some bad blood
Yeah,
there.
but I don't think any of them are running to be Trump's VP because they all trashed him on the stage. Vivek is the only one that Trump would consider.
Trashed him.
Trump.
They kissed his ass.
Trump?
Yeah. The only one who trashed him was Chris Christie.
Chris Christie trashed him. DeSantis said nothing. To be fair, DeSantis didn't say anything the whole night.
They all raised their hand when they said if
DeSantis did the.
Well, okay, but they raised their hand, except for Christie, when they said, would you support him as the nominee? I mean, that's pretty amazing for a guy who's, probably going to be convicted for what he should be convicted for. And I'm sure we agree on this, Candace.
Definitely sure we agree on this.
About, trying to overthrow the government of the United States.
You're just not you're not a weak enough person to really I don't buy this. I think you dance this way because you think you have to placate.
Okay, first of all,
no chance.
just
you
to
think
educate
that we
you.
almost lost America on January 6th. I just don't.
I had this debate with some folks at the barbershop, but I'll let them finish, and then I'll get into that whole situation.
Buy that you're that soft.
Yeah, I do. And just to educate you a little on this, I was saying this for 5 years when everyone was laughing at me for saying this, that Trump would never concede the election and he would never go away. I was all alone on a raft.
But I mean, you saw BLM riots, right?
Yeah.
The summer leading up to this, right? Where I lived in DC at this time, where you couldn't go outside, cars were flipped, things were burned, people were boarding up their windows. Yeah. But you thought the end of democracy, you can say this meaningfully in face, happened when people above the age of 65 stormed the Capitol. You thought that was the worst thing you've ever seen in American politics.
Well, I mean, what was the worst thing? That was a small part of a bigger picture. The worst thing was that finally we had a president, after all this history that we've had, nobody ever did this, not Al Gore and not Nixon, who probably didn't actually lose their elections. They allowed this peaceful transfer of power to happen. We finally had a guy who decided, of course, because he's insane, decided that no matter what happens, I won this election. There's only two things that could possibly happen. I win the election, or if I don't win the election, there must have been some cheating. It was looked at by his own people around him, including the Homeland Security Department.
Okay, so, and I had this conversation in the barbershop once, and I just find it funny that people will literally sit there and actually believe, some people who didn't have weapons were going to take over the most powerful nation on this planet, who also has the most powerful military on this planet, right? I just find that hilarious, oh, they were going to take over the government. Really? How? You mean to tell me the most powerful military on this planet couldn't have taken care of them within 60 seconds? I mean, literally, just mowed them down, just gone. Just turned the entire crowd into a red mist. You mean to tell me the most powerful military on this planet couldn't have done that? You know what I'm saying? It's just the logic of some folks is just wild, man. It's just what? They were going to take over?
Including the Director of National Intelligence, including every court, federal and state, including his own lawyers, his daughter, Bill Barr. Everybody told him, you lost this election. They looked at this over and over again. Even the Republican vote counters, like the one he called who said, find me 11,000 more votes. Even those people told him. So plainly, he did not accept losing the election, and then he tried to put in a bunch. This is why he's on trial.
I'm just asking
it's not for
if you
lying.
believe that day, as the media presenter, we're talking about media hoaxes.
I give you my answer. It's not just that day, although that was part of the scheme. I mean, it's not like coincidence that they showed up on the very day that they were certifying the vote at the very place they were doing it to stop that from happening.
And
That's not a
did you
coincidence.
have any questions about why the FBI hasn't been able to find, since we started with media hoaxes, do you think it's strange that they haven't been able to find who dropped off the pipe bombs the night before? Because I think that's the strangest piece.
What pipe bombs? Oh, this is some red herring
No, it's
bullshit.
not. No, not red herring. This is in the news. You can watch the CNN, MSNBC. Remember the night before on January 5th, there were pipe bombs that were set outside of the RNC and the DNC headquarters, right? And this was a part of the whole thing, that bombs were about to go off, but they were able to, get the bombs out. This is why, AOC said she had to fly for all this stuff. So I'm asking you, do you have more pressing questions about why they have not been able to find the person that dropped off those pipe
I will
bombs?
have to look into that the way you'll have to look into the moon thing.
Okay.
Because
I think that's a very big piece for a lot of people of just understanding what actually happened on that day.
As I said before, I don't trust the media on anything because they never give you the full story. Yeah. So I will allow that there could be this element to the story that is part of the story. I don't think it will probably change my mind that Donald Trump would not concede an election, kept saying it was a fake, and that he had all these reasons to believe that people had voted, like 10,000. He said to the Raffensperger on the call, Raffensperger actually corrected him and said, you claimed that there was 10,000 dead people who voted in Georgia. We looked and we looked and we looked. It was 2. That sums it all up. There was actually 2. Now, he's not on trial for lying. You're apparently allowed to lie to the American people about elections, even though nobody ever really did that before. But okay, he's on trial for breaking specific laws. Forgery.
Well, I mean, forgery. Before Stacey Abrams contested her election and said that it was.
Well, that's.
So let's be.
Yes, but okay, you're right. Yeah. I concede.
Okay. Hillary Clinton took a very long time. I don't think she's
Hillary Clinton was there before the night was over in her purple suit conceding the election.
She didn't. She slept in. You're wrong.
No, I'm not
You're
wrong.
John Podesta came to the podium and said,
it was before dawn of the next day.
Okay, my point is that saying that there was
you
that
lost
there were
your point.
No, I didn't lose my point. My point is that you're saying
about Hillary you were. Hillary conceded as soon as it was obvious that she lost.
The thing that I'm trying to get you to say though, we know that
that's also a lie. She's still Oh my goodness. Hillary has been pushing that narrative that he was illegitimate for so long. Same thing with Stacey Abrams out of Georgia, who's lost twice now. Woo! I'm sure we aren't done seeing Stacey Abrams. I'm sure she'll pop up somewhere again, right? Of course, but yeah, that's most definitely a lie about Hillary.
You hate Trump. That has been abundantly obvious.
Yes,
I actually
we do.
think that Trump out of office
for good reason.
Was a good thing for your show because it allowed you to.
It's not about my show, Candace.
No,
that's insulting.
No.
That's insulting.
I'm saying because people that weren't watching your show, that you didn't let me finish. You can't be told by sentence I didn't finish.
No, but you keep
I was going to say that people that did not watch your show because there was so much dedication to talking about Trump during those years. Then were switched onto your show because you moved on and you started talking about other topics that were crucial and I think brought in more of a conservative base.
Can we
That's not insulting to say.
Yeah, it is. Can we just have this professional courtesy that I concede and I believe you believe everything you say.
Yeah.
Give me the same courtesy.
I said I believe you hate Trump. And
you're saying I'm doing things for ratings or to bring in a different audience.
Bring up ratings. I actually believe that literally amongst my audiences, more conservatives started watching you post-Trump.
Yes.
Myself included.
But that's a big...
I'm sorry I said you got a bigger audience now. My gosh, are you going to cry yourself to sleep? More people like me.
No. You ascribed a reason to it that's not true. I do have a bigger conservative audience and a less woke audience probably.
Yeah.
More people who are common sense centrist. Good. Fine. I didn't do it for that reason.
I never said you did it for that reason. I
did
not imply that.
Okay, fine.
I didn't.
All
I genuinely meant what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just say what I really think.
When Trump got out of office, you started focusing on different topics other than Trump. And people were able to see that.
Well, he wasn't president anymore, of course.
I'm not faulting you. I'm just making a comment that I think that your audience base has gotten a lot bigger since Trump left office. Some people might even take that as a compliment.
Different.
Crazy, but some people might take this as a compliment.
Thank you. Well, for that part, yeah.
Yeah, because you're talking about, like we just talked about, trans kids and bringing up geography and things. And I think that while Trump was in office, and this is not just your show, it was even my show. I think everything was about Trump. Everything was about Trump.
I agree.
Right? And it wasn't. It's never been that way for any other president. And not everything was about
Because
Obama.
other presidents weren't a nut like that.
We have definitely. I think I believe that and we can disagree on this. I think that from the second he announced that he was coming down, there was a media obsession with taking him down like I have never seen. It actually woke me up. I was on the liberal side and it turned me into a conservative. It was vicious. It was nasty. It was calling him things that he wasn't.
Yep, that's a fact. That's the truth. And that's one thing that I've realized throughout this journey. And also, I showed you guys a clip of a Democrat, actually, that said the same exact thing that Candace just said there. Watching the attacks on Donald Trump kind of woke her up to the truth. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Why are they going after this man so hard? What's going on here? This is weird. They've never attacked someone like this. Never have they gone after someone so viciously. He has to be doing something good if they're going after him so hard. Like even well-known criminals who pine boxed people, right? Put people 6 feet under, tied people to cement bricks and dropped them in the ocean, right? They didn't get treated this way. But you treat Donald Trump this way? Something smells fishy about this. I don't know if you guys remember that clip, but I absolutely loved it because the further that they go with this, the more it wakes people up, which is why I've always said, hey, I hope even more indictments come down the pipeline, right? There was some speculation that there was an indictment that was going to come out of Arizona. And I was like, please do. Throw another one at him. Matter of fact, bring one out of Michigan too. Pennsylvania, Ohio, every place that he lost. Bring another indictment, please. Please. Make it super cartoonish. Make it even more cartoonish than it already is. Wake even more people up to it, right? Keep it going. Keep it going. In my personal opinion. But how do y'all feel about it? Let me know.
But
you didn't participate in that, but pretending that Trump was like a avowed racist that was trying to bring back the Klansmen was a little bit like dramatic,
But that happens with every president and everybody who gets that high up in the tree.
It didn't happen to Obama.
When I don't know how far back it goes, probably to George Washington, when a person is the one who's going to be in power, the people who want to prevent that, who think oppositely of how he thinks or she thinks, yes, that's what they do. They try to destroy. They didn't try to destroy Obama.
Not in the way that they come on Trump. You had the Lisa Bloom
please.
period where you had
Candace.
85 million women that came out of the woodwork with allegations. And where were you guys? He's been in the public sphere for the last 30 years. He's had shows. Where were you guys with your allegations before he announced running president? I mean, it was so obviously a ratchet job. And these things matter to you because it doesn't matter.
One of them's on
tape. It doesn't
one
matter.
Of them's right from the horse's mouth saying, I grabbed pussy.
He didn't say I grabbed pussy.
He did!
He said he was talking about groupies. He said they will literally let you do anything, including grab them by the
He wasn't talking about groupies.
Yeah, he was.
He never said that word. He said when you're a star.
Yes.
That's quite a leap to say we're just talking about groupies.
Yeah, when you're a star, they will let you grab them by the... that is well known. This is common sense stuff, but because his Trump derangement syndrome, it won't allow him to see things clearly. We know there are a lot of women out there, and men, quite frankly, that fawn over people with notoriety and money and status. That's well known. That's common sense. We see it all the time. Chicks fall over people. We've all watched concerts where chicks are like taking off their bra and throwing it on stage and flashing and showing their, like, they don't even know this man, right? They don't even know the guy. They just know he has status. They know he has money. So they're falling all over him, right? Oh, come on backstage with me, baby. Oh, yes, please. Running backstage. Like, you see what I'm saying? The Trump derangement syndrome will not let these people see clearly. It just won't. It's crazy.
Groupies. And by the way,
he didn't say I grabbed this woman by the P word, and I think that's a part of when I say there's so many media hoaxes. Just be honest.
He said you can grab him by the pussy. He said you can grab him by the pussy.
Yeah.
And you can do anything. You can grab them by the pussy.
Yeah, these girls, when they see a star, that's literally, by the way, just to be clear, that's a fact.
But just to be clear, you shouldn't do that,
But
right?
you shouldn't, yes. But let's just be honest about what he said. This is locker room talk, men talking about, I hang out with a lot of athletes, about women that throw themselves on them simply because of who they are, and they'll let you do anything to them. But we do live in this
just to put
economy of women who will quite literally let men, especially now with the birth of OnlyFans and TikTok and the rise of becoming a star, that if you are a star, they will let you do whatever they want. And then the media pretended he said, I personally went in and grabbed a woman by the P word. It's Lockie, what I'm talking. Is it crass? Yes. Do women also speak crass when men aren't looking? Yes. I'm very much, I'm not saying this is great speech, and I would love to hear if my husband was saying this about, but I'm just trying to be rational and not be like me too crazy and acknowledge that both men and women have locker room talk.
I have an important question.
Facts. Candace Owens hit it right on the head right there. Locker room talk. And a lot of y'all ladies let me know that y'all be having the same types of conversations, sometimes even worse, right? So that Trump derangement syndrome, man, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. We need to find a cure immediately. Where's I'm not gonna say that joke. I might. Where's the jab when you need it? That's the jab we need. Trump derangement syndrome. Line them up. Okay, I'm joking, of course, but yeah. All seriousness, though, I do believe this whole Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. You see it obviously there. I mean, the guy was literally denying that women fawn, or some women, men too, of course, but fawn over celebrities, people with status and money. Like, that's a well-known thing. Nobody's debating that except for someone who is, Trump, Trump bad, this stuff is weird. It's like Pavlov's dog. They hear the name Trump and they automatically get angry and they don't even know why. And all they see is Trump, Trump, Trump. They don't hear anything else. Trump, Trump, Trump. Like Pavlov's dog. You hear the bell and you start salivating. There's not even food there. Trump's not even in front of them. There's nothing going on with Trump right now, right? But as soon as you say the name Trump, they turn into like Hulk smash, It's funny, but it's not at the same time, It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But hey, as always, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.